Hey everybody, what's up? How's it going? Today we're going to be talking about string methods and how we can use string methods to do all kinds of cool stuff to our strings. Now in today's lesson, that's what we're going to focus on, and keep in mind we're really just touching the surface of the different things we can do. But I'm going to kind of introduce you to some string methods that we can use to just do some pretty cool things in Python. And this is where you'll start to see the flexibility and all the cool things that Python can do. So the first one we're going to use is the length string method. Now I created a simple variable here. So we see our string equals, this is our string. And to create the method, all we have to do is type in len and then put our string, or our variable, sorry, into the parentheses here. So this will apply the length method to our variable, which contains our string. So that might sound a little bit confusing, but you'll see kind of as we work with it how easy it actually is. Now I'm actually getting an error here, and this is because we're not doing anything with our length method. So let's take this string here and let's save it as a new variable. So go length of string, and that'll be our new variable. Save that, and then if we print our new variable to the console, you'll actually see that it'll print the length of the string. So if we do that, put our variable in here, and we hit play, we can see that it says 18. And this is because there's 18 characters in our string. So the length method basically just allows us to see how many characters or numbers are in a container. And you can see if you mouse over it with Visual Studio, it actually tells you what it does. So that's a cool thing we can do. And again, like you'll kind of in the future, you'll kind of see different ways you can use these different methods, but we're just going to go over a couple cool ones here. The next one we're going to talk about is the upper method. And this one we kind of declare it a little bit differently. So we'll go print here, and then we'll take our string variable here. So let's go our string dot upper, add the parentheses here. And if we hit play, we can see that our string is now being printed in all capital letters to the terminal. That's pretty cool, eh? Pretty cool way to shout at somebody, if you will. So that's pretty neat. So that's how we use the upper method to do that. Now the other thing we can do is we can use the opposite lower method to actually change all the characters in a string to a lower class. So it's basically the opposite, and all we have to do is just change the one word up here. So we go up to upper, and all we have to do is change it to lower, and that'll make our string now be lower class. Go up here, change it to lower, and now if we hit play or run, you can see that this is our string in the lower class. So that's a cool string method that we can kind of change things on the fly like that. So very, add some more flexibility to our scripts and whatnot. The next one we're going to talk about is another cool one, and this is the title method. So if you change the lower to title, this will make every word or every first letter in each word of our string be capital letter. So you can see that looks really professional, really cool. And like I said, we didn't actually have to go into our script and change our string. This method changed it automatically for us. So this is the power of different methods, and as you work more with Python, you'll see all the cool things you can do. And this is really just touching the surface and getting started with some simple things. Now the last method we're going to talk about is probably the most complicated one we've talked about so far, so just kind of bear with me here, and it is the format string method. So what this does is I'm just going to type out a variable here. So we're going to type in email introductory, and we're going to make a flexible introduction for an email template or something similar, whatever you want to do. And what we'll do is we'll add a string here. So we'll go hello, my name is. What we're going to do is we're going to add these parentheses here, and this is going to be a placeholder text. And you'll see how this works in just a second, but just understand that this is going to be something that's going to kind of be a flexible placeholder depending on how we run the format method. So if we go email introductory to call our variable, and then we use the dot format, so go dot format, and then in the brackets here we add like Robin, for example. What this is going to do, this will take Robin and add it to that placeholder text, and we're just going to print it to the page here so you can see an example. So we'll save this up, and again, this format, it will run our string and then take that Robin that we put and stick it into the placeholder text. So that's pretty cool, eh? We can add like whatever we want, And we can also add multiple placeholder little things in here. So if I put 2 placeholder things, we go here and now we have 2. So we go Robin Haney. Apparently I'm getting an error here somewhere. See if we can fix that. Oh, we need to add a comma. So we got a comma there, and now we see Robin Haney. And now you can see that Robin, the first one, gets added to the first placeholder text, and then the Haney part gets added to the second placeholder. And we can change this to Jim. So let's change it to Jimmy Bob, I think. Yeah, let's go someone with Jimmy Bob, and you can now see we have our string text, and then we have Jimmy Bob gets added to our template. So I know this isn't the most exciting stuff, but you know, it's a cool way to introduce you to the different things we can do with strings in Python. And before we end this video, I'm just going to give you guys some further references that you can use if you want to kind of explore on your own, and I definitely encourage you guys to do so. Now I'm going to go to Google here, and I'm going to type in string methods for Python, and I'll just click this first example here, and you can see all these different string methods, and there's explanations. So there's a lot of things we can do with strings. Obviously I didn't touch on them all. Some of the ones we talked about are in here, as you can see. But you can explore these as you guys want. You don't need to memorize these things. You know, you can just look them up whenever you want. But it's good practice to, you know, practice them out and try some different and cool things. But as you can see, there's a lot of different methods here. So you guys can check that out if you want. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next lesson. And if you have any questions, just let me know.